Yes, and welcome back to the Ash Williams Show. My name is Ash Williams, and I am fired up. This is an Ash and Ed episode, and we are joined by Ed's Dancing with the Stars partner, Jorja Freeman. These episodes have been sitting on Patreon for about 3 weeks for safety reasons, for sexual reasons. It's just safer to be behind a firewall for me, but I think it's safe for these to go to the internet. The safety of the World Wide Web. I hope you enjoy them. Of course, if you want them early, patreon.com/Ash Williams Show. Here it is. Enjoy the episode. Can we, keep giving us the test. Yep.
Test. 1, 2.
I think that's good. Wi-Fi still, but that's okay.
Which Wi-Fi are you on?
The good one.
Oh,
Good one, still not that good. But we can...
Madison.
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, Madison.
Hang on.
Hey, hell, Madison. Get her in here.
Yeah, get her on the show.
Please get off the internet.
Yeah, get off.
Are you on the internet doing
Yeah.
TikTok?
Oh, yeah.
Give me
Could
a
you please
break.
get off it?
Get her in here.
Come on.
Like disconnect
I'll tell her off myself.
Jesus.
immediately.
Get her in here. I want to tell her off.
She's been working. She's working from home. She works at a call center and she's in her robe. What a
Oh,
life.
I love it.
Have
What's
we
she
asked
selling?
which call center- Yeah, what's she flogging, bro?
Yeah.
No, it's like she's like people call her. She's like a service center for complaints for like numerous different companies.
I reckon I called her this morning.
What did you complain about this morning, Ash?
Job seeker.
You rang Centrelink?
No, it was like, because they're not open. I'm sick of this friggin' 5-day weekend. I want my money.
Yeah. So what happened? So let's just say you rang up. Let's just say, here he is. Georgia's going to play the part of Madison. That's your sister, isn't it?
Yep,
Yeah.
I can.
Go on. Ash?
I've heard her say, "Good morning, you've called Australian Unity. This is Madison speaking. How can I help you today? What drama do you have?" Or something like that.
My bloody, out the back I got this shed, right? And like, it's just exploded and that because me meth blew up.
Okay, no worries. I'll transfer you through to someone that
yeah,
in their technical department.
what's your story? Do you have TikTok? You sound hot.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. They should start
You
with
gotta
their
get
TikTok
personal.
account.
Yeah. Hello, this is Madison. You can follow me.
Madison from Australian Unity. I'm at Madison Unity on TikTok. What can I do for you?
Yeah.
What's her TikTok?
Self-promotion.
What is
Plug
that
it.
TikTok?
Plug it, Georgia.
I actually have no idea.
Oh, yeah,
I can
out.
ask her.
Yeah.
Madison,
Ed, now just turn
Come
your volume
here.
down just a bit. It's popping.
How's that?
Split the difference.
How's that?
Ed wants you for some reason. I think this is about to be about me, but once again, you're involved.
No, TikTok. We just want your TikTok.
There she is.
Hello,
Hi, Madison
Madison.
from Australian Unity. You come and meet my friend Ash. Put the headphones on.
She's 22.
Hello, Madison from
Fantastic.
Australian Unity.
G'day, Madison. How are you?
This is my friend Ash.
I'm loving the robe life. Hashtag robe life. What kind of robe is that?
It's from Cotton On. You say my dog's ruined it, so it's a bit ratty.
Ah, ruined the
Just your
belt. Yeah, the
Now,
robe belt's
Madison-
rooted.
Now, Madison, what are you working from? Which companies are you call centering for from home?
Coming in here. Oh, now look what you've done, Ed. Now the whole thing, you've opened the gates to hell.
the hounds of hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, Madison.
Multiple companies. We work for what else? What do we work for? Hire a hubby.
Whoa.
I need a hubby. I need some. No, seriously. I need some pictures hung, and there's some leaves I can't get at. Do you have any hubbies that do that?
I can't. All I do is just take down the information and send it through. I can't
Well, I
arrange it
just
for
gave
you,
you
but I
some
can take down the information.
I just gave you some information. Ash, what do you need a hubby for?
To organise my JobKeeper. And
Yeah,
and look
I better go
after
back
me.
to
No,
TikTok.
you haven't plugged your TikTok.
Yeah, plug your TikTok.
What's your
Jesus.
TikTok?
Maddie Freeman with 2 eyes.
No, too confusing. So
Doesn't get it.
tell her to get off the Wi-Fi one more time, just so she knows.
Madison, make sure you're off the Wi-Fi.
So have we started?
It's shit.
What do you mean we started?
Maybe I disconnect my phone.
I know, mate.
Seriously?
It's okay.
It's not great. I don't like it.
No,
when she
it's
goes
not.
all-
It's not. I
when
mean,
she
I'm just
goes
trying to be
all robotic.
encouraging.
I don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't like when
Why
she
is
goes
it being like,
robotic.
hang on, I'm going to do a speed test.
Is everybody's going crazy?
What's
Ed, what's your favourite song at the moment?
I'm glad you asked. It is my favorite old song at the moment, because I have to split things into categories. My favorite old song at the moment is "The Letter" by Joe Cocker. Thank you so much for asking.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does that go?
George?
It's a fair question, Ed. I don't know either.
All right, here we go.
Thank you, Ash. Thank you.
Yeah. I
Now,
can
this is
imagine
something
how
that-
it would go.
This is something I need to bring up, actually, what I called ganging up from the last podcast. When I listened back, there was a lot of ganging up on me from you two, which I need to address today. It's actually something that it's actually something that hurt me.
I'm impartial.
Here we go.
My download speed's
Gosh.
45. You like this song?
It's a great
I
song.
like that. So here's a question. If you were going to dance to that song, what would you dance?
George, if we had to dance to that song, what would we do?
Play it again.
Here we go.
I don't think you could do anything.
I think
Maybe
you'd do-
Foxtrot. I can't hear it properly, but maybe
Yeah,
Foxtrot.
I know it was really dull, but I think it would be like one of those dances where you dance next to each other, so you're not touching.
Jazz.
Yep.
Well done. Do you know what? That's syncopated movements. Yes. George, what she was doing then, Ash, when she was listening to the song, you see her eyes going to the top of her head, and they sort of go left and right.
Yeah.
She's counting.
Oh. The beats.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I was just trying to actually hear it.
I get it. You're just trying to do like a matrix, a Tetris in your brain and think of the dance. I'm with you.
What's your
I
favorite
tried
song
to look
at the moment?
smart.
No, you did. You look very smart. What's your favorite song at the moment, you two? That's my favorite old song. My favorite medium song is, of course, The Waifs, London Still. And my favorite new song is, better than Ezra, Good is my favorite 90s song at the moment. And, of course, my favorite new song is still Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Here's one. If you like the Weeknd, Ed, have you heard the Eyes Weeknd song?
Well, I'll be listening to that when I do.
No. Listen to that one.
Here we go. Let's hear it. George, count it out. See what song. See what could we dance to it.
Okay, you want to hear it?
1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4.
No. Well done. Well counted. That's.
Am I counting you in?
No. You're counting when he's going to play it, so we can see what dance we have
let
to
me
do.
just-
5, 6, 7, 8.
Let me bring it up, mate. It was one of those songs. Sorry, mate. You keep dancing, Ed.
Depends what.
Like I was there in the audience.
Why didn't you come to the one of the audiences that we actually had?
You asked, Georgia. I'm stopping looking for the Weeknd song. Fuck that. I'm back on this. Now,
Great.
I wasn't invited.
Really?
I was never
Do you
invited.
know what? That's funny because every week Ed told me that he always had spare tickets.
Well, what a prick. I mean, honestly,
I assumed that no one would want to come.
Ed, you know that's right in my sweet spot.
I
Come
know.
on.
Do you know what? Thinking back, I made the wrong choice because you should have been backstage. You should have been everywhere. You would have had
Mate.
a great time. Actually,
You would have.
Mea culpa. Hands up. I made an error there because I would have loved to have having you there. Of course I would. I've made a mistake there. That was an error on my part.
It's all good, mate. I just thought you were focusing because we all get like that where you just want to have
I
the
did
blinkers
get a bit
on.
like that though. I did get a bit blinkery.
Mate, you get blinkery. I get it. You want to control your environment. I get it.
You invited Ross Noble.
No, Ross
Hang on a
Noble
second.
invited himself.
Ed.
You were there. It was during team effort. He said he wanted to come to the dancing, and then I said, "You must be kidding," and he said, "No," and he came.
Yeah, okay, I'll pay that. But
You were
Really
there.
rough.
no, I know, but I just didn't think he actually showed up. I mean, you say those things that you don't follow through.
With his
Why-
entire family. He was there with
What?
even his kids.
Ross's
Is that a
kids,
takeaway
mate?
coffee?
How many
course it
tickets
is.
did you get? I mean,
Well, Georgia got most of mine each week, so that her boyfriend's third girlfriend and a cousin of his other girlfriend could come every week. Her brother brought a new girlfriend. It was a staggering amount.
really? This is the gamer. He meets a lot of girls, huh?
Do you know what? He really doesn't. He never, this is the weird thing about my brother. He never, whenever we're out with friends, he'll never hook up. Whenever we go to a family event, for some reason, he always hooks up.
Is he dating cousins? Is that?
Wouldn't surprise me.
I'm not saying first cousins. I'm saying maybe second or
Yeah.
step.
I mean, I don't have any cousins, but
Mm.
who knows? Maybe that's his
Mm.
bag.
Do you
The guy
remember
from The Chase married his cousin.
Really?
Yeah, the Beast, the big fella.
course.
He married his cousin, and also the guy in Wolf of Wall Street, Jonah Hill. He married his cousin.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep,
that's
yep.
right. That's right.
Those are the two cousin marriers I know, and of course the royal family have married their cousins for decades. But that's where we're at, cousin wise.
Yeah.
Watched it on the weekend. Actually, I always watch half of Wolf of Wall Street, and I'm
That's
like, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, the start's better.
Yeah,
It's one scene done 50 times. It's a terrible film.
it tries to be so
Everything.
funny and blokey.
And can I get something? I think Leo was wrong for that role.
Whoa.
Because Leo is a naturally magnetic, big, handsome movie star, biggest stud in the room. So if you imagine since he was 14, Jorja, every room he's walked into, he's had attention. He has never had to think about how will I receive attention. He will always have to be, how can I fend off attention, right?
Yep.
And that movie is about a guy, essentially a charlatan loser, who finds a way to become the most important person in the room and the person with the most attention.
Sure.
And you know what happened, Ed? You know why LDC, as Brad Pitt calls him, and I love that acronym.
Oh, how good is it?
Dude,
LDC.
he goes LDC when he won Summer Award. He goes, I'll be your sidekick any day. Loved it. But you know why? Because Jordan, Jordan Belfort was the one who cast it because he's so friggin' egotistical. He wanted LDC to play him.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Yeah, he's
exactly
what a wanker! What an absolute
He's the
wanker!
worst. He is the absolute. That's called the hagiography, where you get the person involved. That's why the Queen movie was so bad, because when the people involved are in charge of the way you're represented, it always ruins it. It's called the hagiography.
Wow.
I watched a terrible movie with LDC. Tried to. I couldn't even get through it. It's that Once Upon a Time.
Wait. In Hollywood, you didn't like it.
I couldn't get through it.
All right, our relationship's over. That's it.
Have you watched it, Ash?
Yeah. I mean, it's a polarizing film because it's so long. And here's the thing, Ed. I'm going to kick this straight through the back of the net. Girls don't like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, that is so true. Well played. That's lit.
I fell asleep.
Do you know what?
Which happens regularly, but I fell asleep.
Do you know what? When you see LDC and Brad Pitt in a movie, Jorja, you're not expecting them to be driving around talking about westerns, are you?
No, not at all.
Yes,
but don't forget, Margot Robbie was in it. Al Pacino was in it. Someone else famous was in it.
That's true. Someone else famous was in it. That's very well spotted.
Margot Qualley.
Do you know that we're? Oh my God! Actually, okay. Now, one of the things that we wanted to do, Jorja, because you did a reasonably good job on the last time you were on here, we thought we'd get you back.
You, by the way, you killed it, Jorja.
Thank you. I think I stole the show.
Yeah, you did. You did. And
I think it should be Ash and Jorja.
Yes, absolutely.
Ash, you're in charge. Now, the podcast officially starts now. Hello, welcome to Ash and Ed, joined again by Jorja Freeman, live from her questionable bunker. And even though the flowers behind her bed are dying as a metaphor.
They're actually artificial.
Well, they look terrible.
The flowers are a metaphor for the Wi-Fi.
I thought I had really good Wi-Fi.
No. We're judging by the flowers. It's not
Maybe they're interfering with it.
Yeah.
But today, I understand. Oh, perfectly timed. I understand today, Ash, we've got Jorja here to do a new segment called Fresh Ears, where Jorja, we give you one of Ash's classic stories that haven't been heard for a number of years and get your take on them. Fresh ears, like they haven't been heard before. Also, we know that cruise ship content is hotter than it's ever been. And George, you've done some work on cruise ships, and there was something that happened on the Ruby Princess, which is, of course, the awfully infected cruise ship that's trying to kill us all.
I know.
That I saw, that I want to talk to you about, because I know you've done some cruise ship time. So I know that you've got some stuff on the rules around cruise ships, which I'm fascinated by.
Cruise ships are rough. That's how we'll introduce that.
Wow, good work, good tease. And Ash Williams, I understand we are coming off the back of a long weekend. I don't know when people are listening to this, but Ash, you, my friend, have just had what you've described as, quote, a very big weekend. So I find that hard to believe in isolation. So so should we start there? Let's start there.
Okay.
I think so.
well, remember last time we spoke, I said I was going out drinking with my
Yes.
fake girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, guys, we broke up again on the
Ah.
weekend, and
So
it's- I
none of
think
that
it's-
happened.
No. We drank. We got
Oh, you
these
did?
takeaway margaritas, which were they were so illegally strong. Like it was good stuff actually. It was like Metho, and I was like bang, and we had a few of those, and then she keeps bringing out money. This girl, I've told you about this. She's obsessed with money.
How does she bring it up? If you're sucking back a brightly coloured Metho, and how would she bring it up?
By the way, having a great time.
Okay,
like
so you
having
get,
like
so
a-
you get okay, so you're having a great Metho.
It's like a 9.
Time.
Yes, it's like a 9 out of 10.
Can I tell you
vibe in
something
there.
for free?
Yeah.
Can I tell you something for free? It's impossible to have a bad time while you drink Metho. That's the truth.
Yeah.
At home.
Well said.
At home.
At home.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you're
it's
getting
on the
me-
bottle.
Right.
Yeah.
You're on a 9. You're on a 9, and what happens?
Pause. Do you think you'll ever work in radio again?
Oh.
I
Out of
go,
nowhere?
Pretty much. Like seriously.
What does she
I know. I was
do?
talking about Patreon.
Yeah.
I was talking. She is like a bum. She has this like cushy job in marketing where she does nothing, and I give her tips all the time. And I'm like, "Why don't you do this?" And she's like,
Wait.
"Oh, yeah."
Is this because you've got a degree in marketing that people
Exactly
forget about?
right. I'm trying to help her, but now I'm not helping her because she's not grateful for the tips.
Yeah, no.
I said, this is going to raise your salary, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Ed, she's talking about the money. And then I said, listen, I
Career
might get back into
counsellor.
radio. Ed, your name came up. She was asking how much
we're
money.
friends?
Yeah, because we were talking about the Patreon.
Oh,
And
okay,
then
okay,
that's how we got onto it. That was the jumping off point. And then she said, and then Husey came up. How much money do they make? I'm like, look, don't worry about it. Okay. Patreon's where it's at. Yeah. And I'm going to put those guys in the shade. Just give me 1,000 years. And then she's like, oh, yeah, cool. And I said, look, to be honest, all you talk about is money. It's really unattractive.
Yeah. Oh, did you say unattractive?
Yeah, of course.
George.
It's gross.
Oh my God, this is getting to be a really good story.
She went
Yeah.
forward.
And here's the thing. Remember, she's got the Swedish hunk boyfriend. Now,
Oh,
George,
is
you
it
might
this
know
same
this.
one?
Same one. I kind of got it out of her. She wants to, if she's going to jump ship, she wants the ship to be sturdy. She doesn't want it to be like the Titanic. All right. So,
Yeah,
she
she doesn't
the
want to
Ruby
go
Princess.
from the Titanic. She doesn't want to go from the Titanic to the Ruby Princess.
Exactly.
Nobody wants
Sorry,
that.
Ed. Saw it in your eyes there. You were going to say that. And so, you know what I said to her? And this is a bit of a lie. I said to her, look, I didn't want to have to say this, but I make over 300 grand a year.
Why'd you pick 300?
I don't know.
Why, if you're going to have a fake salary, why not make it 800?
I don't know. I think it was the Metho. I was going to go for $1 million. And then I was like, that $1 million sounds like a lie. Go 300. All right.
No, 300 I would believe if
Okay.
like you were being serious enough and maybe you just had like a side hustle.
That's what I said. And then she says to
Good.
me,
Okay, George, that's good. That's good. So he pitched it at the right number, you think? He did well
Yeah.
there. Okay,
Yeah, I
great.
think so.
It's
It's believable.
Yeah, it's. I mean, who would say 300? So then she says to me, "How do you make the 300? Like, is that all from Patreon?" And then I was like, "Jesus Christ!" So I go, "Look, I'll break it down. I had a politics suit deal. That was 100 grand. Pump that up, way up." And I said, "Patreon." And then I go, Patreon's about 10 to 20 at the moment. It's not, nothing is close to this. And she's like, okay, cool. Where's the rest of the 180? And I go, well, that comes in. I'm not getting that at the moment because of COVID, but usually easy.
All right, George, is it still believable at this point?
I still have questions.
Well, like what?
Well, yeah, I get that. But if COVID wasn't happening, where would you be earning that money?
Oh no, I said I had a Pepsi Max deal. It's all good. And then she goes
just
to me.
name companies. Why don't you just keep naming companies? I got a 3M deal. I got a Halliburton deal. I got something with gummy bears. It's pretty
Anything,
big.
Ed, I was scrambling. I was just grabbing thoughts and leaning into them.
You're like Kevin Spacey picking things off the board behind Chaz commentary, Kaiser Soze style.
Yes, and The Office is my brain. So then I'm like, just naming any job I've ever done, stand-up. I pumped up my stand-up salary. That's usually about $75K a year. Lost my live gigs, by the way. And then she goes, okay, cool. So if you're making $300K a year, you're pretty rich. I go, yeah, exactly. I didn't want to have to tell you because what I want is to meet someone who's not with me for my money.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's actually quite good. That's quite good. And just say, what? Do you want me to be a wanker that talks about how much money I earn?
Yeah.
No one wants that.
Totally. So then she says to me, if you're so rich, why 2 days ago did you almost cry when your credit card was declined? And you keep going on about this 10 grand that some company owe you. Like, you don't shut up about the 10 grand. And I go, look, 10 grand's 10 grand. All right. The reason why I am so rich is because, I dot my I's and cross my T's. And anyway, at this point I was just like, you know what, this is a great story. But I said, you know what, I'm off here. I think this is not working.
I would have approached it a bit differently. I would have said, if she said, why are you so obsessed with the 10 grand? I reckon you should have gone back to your childhood and said that you had a really rough childhood and every dollar counts. And then you would have really got her.
Yeah.
Like emotional abuse.
Oh, right. Okay.
George's specialty.
Yeah. See, that stuff that's a full blown character lie. Like in the sense of I'll have to carry that for a long time.
Wait, the 300.
And what the 300 grand isn't?
Well, money comes and goes.
Sure it does.
Emotional abuse.
When you're lying about.
Yeah, no, that's from the childhood. That's there. So, and I can just say, you can easily lose money.
So hang on. So wait. So then you broke up. So that was it. Did you walk off? Did you say, give me that margarita, or you just?
I'm going to my bedroom.
Well, she knew because she's got this Swedish boyfriend. I said to her,
I'm sick of this bloke. What's his name?
No, listen.
I need a name.
I got something for you. Remember, I omitted it with the poorest thought. I deliberately got rid of that.
Got it out.
So I said to her, how come you're allowed a boyfriend and I'm not allowed a girlfriend?
Beautiful.
One each. And then...
beautiful serve. That's a beautiful
nice,
serve.
Isn't it?
That's unbelievable.
And she goes, yeah. And I said, look, I'm actually going for a walking date tomorrow. It might not be anything, but I'm looking forward to it. It's hard to get a date in these COVID times. And that's what I said to her. I said, if it wasn't COVID, do you think I'd be sitting here with you drinking Metho? I would be out. I would be out. You should be appreciating this. Yeah. By the way, I paid for all the friggin' Metho and tacos, about $120.
Whoa, 120 on tacos?
It really
it's a lot out of that 300K salary, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hate this.
No, I know, because
you know what I'm going to bring up, don't you? You know what I'm going to bring up, don't you? What's the worst fast food / dinner that you ever endured for a girl you didn't really like? What's the one I always go back to?
Not Polish.
Yeah, $100 on Japanese for a Polish girl, Jorja, who didn't even eat it, and he didn't even like her, and they hated each other.
Yeah.
Was the Japanese at least good?
No, it was actually Thai.
It was
Thai.
It was, remember, the whole day.
Risky.
Just going back to Polish, there was a girl, this is 10 years ago, Georgia, and the whole day, she didn't say much, but she texted me a lot. I'm so hungry. Can't wait for dinner tonight. I'm so hungry. Where are we going? I'm like thinking, fuck, she's so hungry. And so picked her up and said, look, we're going for a feast at the Thai joint. Pick you up. I ordered everything. About $150 worth of Thai, which is quite a lot.
Thai in Melbourne's quite cheap.
Yeah, but this was a classy joint opposite Francois.
I know the one. That's the one where we once went.
Fancy.
It is fancy.
So it wasn't Victoria Street, Richmond.
No. This is
it's just fancy. We once went there with another friend of ours who said some unbelievable things. That we couldn't go back, but that's a story for another day.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so then all the food came out, and I'm like digging into the, whatever it is, Central Day, whatever. Yeah, and she wasn't eating. She didn't even take a mouthful. Not one mouthful. And I said to her, what's going on? I thought you were hungry. She said, have you ever been so hungry that you're not
You
hungry
can't eat.
anymore?
Mm-mm.
And I'm like,
why are you nodding, Georgia?
Because I know what you mean. Obviously, she was so hungry, but she was obviously hungry for style of food, and that no other style of food was going to cut it.
Whoa.
but wouldn't you tell me that
Whoa.
before I order?
Maybe she didn't want to be rude. Did you know each other very well?
Yeah, we were kind of seeing each other for like 3 or 4 months,
Oh, that's weird.
but we didn't really know each other. To be fair.
Doesn't even know what type of food she likes. Let's go back to the Metho chick. So
Anyway.
where was it left with Metho?
So then I'm going on the walking date yesterday.
Yep.
Now, here's a wrinkle in the story. The walking date fell through.
Nah.
That's okay. I like this other
No.
walking date girl. She's actually fantastic.
Where
And
do
she
we know
lost her
from?
job.
Good. I mean,
I
bad,
love.
but good. Where
Can relate.
where did we know her from?
She's a personal trainer, and I've seen her around traps. And about 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, I saw her in a car. She was sitting in the driver's side seat, and I walked up to her. I said, "Hey, Lauren." She looked at me like she didn't know me. I go, "Ash from Instagram," because we've been messaging on Instagram. She's like, "Oh yeah, what's going on?" And then we spoke for about 20 minutes. And then I just said, "Look, we should go for a walk sometime." And so that's where that started.
It's a beautiful story.
Yeah. So even though the walk fell through yesterday,
Mm.
I didn't tell old mate. The fake girlfriend thinks the Metho reckons that the date went on. So she's blowing my phone up all day yesterday. How's the date? Crying emojis, right? And,
Can you read us a message?
yeah, this is going on Patreon, by the way. All of it. Like, honestly, it's not
bullshit.
even.
No, bullshit.
We'll put some out.
George doesn't have Patreon.
No, okay.
Yeah,
we'll
I
put
do
it out.
now.
George.
No, but you know what, Ed? We'll put it out.
I do.
Because it's over. The fake girlfriend's
Yeah.
over. I don't care.
Yeah, this is the perfect way to just go like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
you know?
For those
Yeah,
who aren't currently looking at the Zoom, Georgia punched her fist and then gave a middle finger salute.
Yeah. It was like a bikie gang.
It's very
salute.
odd. Yeah.
It was.
Like a handshake only she knows about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes, this is like 11. Remember, we had the date the night before. Okay.
Yep.
So she texted me at like 7 a.m. I need to get better pillows. I slept well. All right. I didn't write back. 11 o'clock.
Pillow?
How's the
horrible-
dates? By the way, her pillows were all-time worst I've ever slept on. And I've
The
slept on
$2 shop one.
I've slept on some terrible pillows. Some of the worst ever made. These were number one. And 11 o'clock, how's the date with crying emojis?
Ooh, George. Yep.
Oh,
And then I didn't write back. 12:30.
Defty.
Ashy Washy is having a fun date. Ashy Washy. I don't like it. I don't like the Ashy Washy.
I love
Quite
Ashy Washy.
patronizing.
so patronizing.
It's so patronizing. And then I didn't write back to that. 5:30 p.m. It just says Ash in capitals.
It's huge. It's huge.
And then at 7 o'clock,
What'd you write?
You wrote
I
back.
write back. Because remember, I've been on the walking date. You got to remember that.
Yeah,
Not
for
even,
hours. For
I
all
haven't.
she knows, hours.
Yeah, you could be in Perth by now.
Absolutely. It's a long walk. And I wrote, sorry, babe. Been a bit busy today. How are you? Also, I found your headphones because I lost her headphones. I found them. Nothing back to that. And that was last night. It's over.
No, you'll get a couple more.
I know for sure. But
You'll get a couple more. You'll get another Ashy Washy.
well, here's something I want to ask you, Georgia. Do
Yeah.
I leave Metho and start going for the personal trainer and investing more time in the personal trainer? Because the personal
Well, see,
trainer
that was my actual question, is why did the personal trainer, ditch you?
Because she had to go to her family. Yesterday was Easter, and she said she was going to her family and might get back late. And then I wrote back saying, All good. If you get back late, let's just go for a walk another time. So
I thought you were going to say, let's just go for a walk then.
yeah, midnight walks.
Midnight
my
walk.
fave.
No, so I have a hole in that because she's not like going to see my family, but that means she would be breaking isolation.
You can still see your family. Like, Sydney's different to Melbourne. We're a bit
Oh,
more
is she in
lax up
Sydney?
here.
Okay,
Yeah.
she's in Sydney. Fair
Oh,
enough.
mate.
That's why they have more cases, obviously.
Big time.
So hang on, you guys can't even like go to see family members? Ed, you'd be loving that.
Dude, shut up.
Ed-
Sorry,
I mean-
Tiff, we can't leave the house.
Shut up. No,
Although Ed does leave the house because he has a takeaway coffee every day. Every day he does this thing, he has a takeaway coffee.
All right. Well, some of us have been to cheese shops and various Kmarts.
I went to Target yesterday just for a
Went to-
local wander.
Yeah, she went to Target and then messaged me, freaked out that there was the end of days.
Yes.
It was weird. It
Yes.
was like I went there and I was like, I'm going to try and be normal just because I'm going crazy, just to go wander around Target. The second I walked in there, I freaked out. It was like,
Yes.
you just couldn't be there. There were people in gloves and masks and like people were like doing the loop around you. And it was just, it wasn't enjoyable.
It wasn't much fun. It wasn't nice for you, was it?
No, but I'll go
No.
back.
Yeah, of course you will.
Yeah.
What are you in the market? What are you in the market for? I need actually, can you get me when you're there? I need a little table. I need a table about chest height for me because I got another piece of equipment. So yeah, I need a little table, please.
Oh, a project.
When you're sitting or when you're standing? Because that'd be a tall table.
No, from when I'm sitting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because actually, I don't know if you'd ever been, but we had to train at Ed's house once when he put himself in isolation. And his little desk is like a high school child, like what you have in high school, but in the 1980s, where you're like, it's like a little thing around you.
Little
That's
nook.
his
Wow.
desk.
They have a
He's
little
like
nook.
a multimillionaire and he has a tiny little box desk
I love it.
in his office.
I love two things about that. He's a multi-millionaire. Let's write that down. And he has a box desk.
Anyway,
Sad.
enough about me. At least, okay.
Well, now
If someone-
why don't we get the cruise ship story?
Yeah. Okay. So let's go cruise ship content because one thing Georgia's good at is she's good at sort of internet stalking. She's good at finding people, finding things, and she's good at getting online and sifting through. And
I'm still doing that Ruby Princess one for you.
that's the one I wanted to
get
ask
there.
you about. So what happened? So I saw on the news, right? It was only a brief story, and it's only been on once, and I haven't seen it again. Even my radio producers can't find it, George.
I
But-
read on ABC. I found it
Oh,
on
you found it.
ABC.
Oh, good work. So, oh my. Okay, so there's a good dancer on the Ruby Princess, the infectious, boat, who's doing dance and workout videos and then putting them up online. So I sent that to you, George, and said, "Hey, look, can you find this person?" And you sent back two interesting things straight away. Because what did you tell me?
We just have a look back.
You said.
What did I say?
You said, the internet's normally not that good on the boat, so it would be hard to do.
Yeah.
And-
And I said who?
And who? And they didn't name her. All they said, she was brunette, looked dancery, and that was it. So you're still hunting to see if you could find out. But it led me to some questions to you because you've done work on cruise ships.
I did. And there's a reason I don't anymore.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well,
wow.
actually, my Gustavo can't go on cruise ships anymore. But there's a reason because me and cruise ships don't mesh. We really don't mesh. Like I did it when I started. I did my first one when I was 21. Great time. Great time.
George.
And
George.
like actually a really good time.
What was the best thing that happened?
The best thing that happened on that I split up with my high school boyfriend and just found life.
Yeah.
Oh.
Found life. Like I roomed with my best friend at the time, and our cabin was right, like the next door was the crew bar.
Yeah.
Oh.
And on cruise ships, right, so you have passenger areas, but then there's this place called crew bar. And crew bar, you get alcohol for ridiculous, it's so cheap. Like a bottle of Moet and Chandon is $20 US.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
A third of the
International
price.
seas. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Verve as well.
International waters. Sorry, Ash. International waters, not
Yes.
international seas. Yep, keep going.
Yes.
No,
But there's
I
no
hate
tax on it. You don't get any tax on it.
No,
Correct.
no tax. Cigarettes are just, not that I smoked, but cigarettes are so cheap by the carton. that
get
like a
into it.
carton is like $18.
Jesus.
Anyways, so there's a lot of rules on cruise ships, and the more contracts I did, the worse the rules got.
Wait, not for you, George, for everybody. So they kept getting tighter and tighter, did they?
Tighter for the crew, just in general, and
okay.
entertainers, because we were entertainers, so we had some privileges.
Yeah.
But they kept getting tighter and tighter. Anyway, so like a couple of them, like you had to have a dress code, and a dress code was like you couldn't wear a singlet.
Wait, when you're not entertaining, when you're just
When you're
walking
not
around.
entertaining, if you're just walking around, you couldn't like expose a shoulder.
Oh,
And for a dancer,
oh no! Oh
that's
no!
horrible.
Oh no! Oh no!
Is that why
And
Gustavo can't go on cruise ships? He must expose
Gustavo
his
can't
shoulder.
go on cruise ships because of an alcohol-based reason, but
Okay.
but that's it. So that's another thing.
That's it.
Cruise ships, you're not meant to crew, are not meant to at any time be over 0.05.
So hang on. What about at like midnight when you're getting lit?
If you get tested, you're not meant to.
So you
But
can't
people
ever
do get
drunk.
lit. You just can't get caught.
So do they
Or
have,
you have to like, it's very corrupt. You have to know people,
Yeah, it's like
and
prison.
he just didn't do well on this cruise ship at the time.
hang
Like
on,
he
wh-
didn't suck up to the right people.
but when would
and
they breathalyze you?
At any random time, they can call your room. So like, for instance, a friend of mine had a big night, crew bar, because crew bar, the alcohol's so cheap as
They're
well.
just getting lit.
So you just get lit because there's nothing else to do. And then friend of mine had like, he got in at like 7 a.m. one morning into his cabin, phone rang, saw it was security. He's like, shit. And he didn't answer. He ran up to the gym on like deck 16 and hid in the toilet for 6 hours.
Whoa.
6
Jesus.
hours, hid in the cubicle, put it with his feet up, and then so they came, and then he went into the sauna and hid in the sauna for another few hours until it was like the afternoon, until it was time to go to work. And then he was walking out and people trying to find you, and he's like, oh, I've just been in the gym.
Ooh, he got away with it?
He got away with it.
Of
Didn't get
course.
tested.
That's good.
You would have sweated it out in the sauna. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You know?
Another thing is like, we crew, you can't, because we're entertainers are allowed in passenger areas, but you're like second class citizens. So you always have to be at the back of the line. You can never be in the front of the line. If there's a passenger, you want to get coffee, there's a passenger behind you, you have to let them go full, like in front of you.
Take forever.
It takes forever. It can take 45 minutes to get a coffee.
Yeah, but why would they don't know you're I mean, how would the passenger in front of you know? They don't
Well,
know.
because this is what I found out though. Because we look ourselves in our show, but one contract I wore a wig
Ah.
for the show. And I soon started to realize that no one was recognizing it anymore.
Yeah.
So it was fantastic. So I was like, actually, this could work. We used to have to wear name badges. So when I would go to the buffet and want my pasta, I just slip my badge off,
Brilliant.
stay close to like a
Yeah.
family,
Yeah. Pretend you're a
and
second
get my
wife.
pasta. And
Yeah.
all the other dancers were so
Yeah.
jealous. They're like, how did you do that? And I was like, get a wig.
Get a wig, you idiot.
Yeah.
So what I'm learning is when Ash and I do our show on a cruise ship, we need wigs, we need fake noses, we need name tags that don't say our own names.
Well, Ed, you'll be fine because remember, you want to be an Elvis impersonator on a cruise ship?
But no, in general, I want to be an Elvis impersonator, but what's my wrinkle? What do I do that other Elvis impersonators don't do?
You don't do Elvis songs.
I refuse to do Elvis songs.
Yeah.
So I'm dressed as Elvis. I got the whole bit, the voice. And if anyone asks for an Elvis song, that is not what I do.
What are you going to sing?
My humps. And I'm going to do, I've been working on my playlist in the gym. I'm going to do Hero, which is a song by Chad Kroeger for the first Spider-Man movie.
Oh,
I thought it
good.
was
No, that's actually a
by
good song.
Right, Carrie. That one.
Yeah, the Kroger.
Well, George, they're fascinating rules. What a shit job.
It's a horrible, like you have curfews. You have curfews of a nighttime where you have to be
Why?
back in crew areas. You can't mingle or go to a guest cabin. A lot of people got fired for that.
You get fired.
all said it was worth it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You get fired for going to a
Yeah.
guest cabin. But hang on, if I'm
Yeah.
on a cruise ship and I pick up a hot dancer, all I'll ever do is go back on cruises because it was the best day of someone's life.
Well, that's. Oh, shouldn't have said that. But that's
No, I get it.
Bellator's
We'll beat
mantra.
that. We'll beat
Yes.
that. We'll beat both of those.
That's their mantra. You know, like we will have attractive dancers, so people and our dancers will flirt with them, so they want to come back.
Yeah, but they're not picking them up, are they?
Some of the boys have.
That's cool.
One boy
can
has
I-
done it a couple of times and got away with it.
Can I tell you something? I'm okay with it.
What about the
You're
girls?
okay with it?
Are the girls kissing?
Yeah, but they just mainly go to the crew. And this
Yeah.
is another thing on cruise ships. No, this is
no.
actually
Yes.
another thing that's fascinating about cruise ships. A lot of the high, like captains and officers, so their contracts, how they work is 10 weeks on a ship, 10 weeks off a ship. They have a wife when they're home. And then on the cruise ship, they have their mistresses and they're like their ship wives. And usually they're like Filipinos and all that sort of thing, like Thai girl, that they're just living their fantasies for that 10 weeks. Then they go back home to their families.
Fuck yeah.
It's fascinating.
That's a TV show. Wife swap, but it's the same guy. You
Yeah.
know? It's only one male
what?
actor.
But it's the same.
You know, it takes twice as long to film, but
That's incredible. And they only find out at the end. That is
Yeah, then the women meet.
and then
Oh,
he chooses
that's
one wife and marries her properly.
I mean, I think it's always I think the home wives have always got the upper hand because they've got the money that they earn.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, there you
Whereas
go,
like the
George.
little Filipino waitresses, like they're just there for a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel for them.
So I feel for them too. I
Well, no,
say,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, why? I feel for them.
Well, Ed,
Ash?
that's what my status quo at the moment. You know, I am the Filipino waitresses, and Metho is with the Swedish husband, and I'm on the
going.
boat, and I'm like,
Can we
let's
send her a text right now? Let's send her a text right now.
no, Ed, I can't at the moment.
I
I'm already
reckon we
two in the
should.
hole. No,
I reckon we do.
fuck no.
What sort of text? What would you say?
Let's Google
Oh,
Translate.
Ed doesn't care, Georgia. Ed's ruined so many relationships of mine. I mean, this is ruined anyway. It's a fucking burning car.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah,
Why would he ruin? Why?
Oh, for the
How?
podcast and just, you know,
I am
we
offended.
text things and
I am offended
you
by
know,
that.
my then girlfriends wouldn't like it. And
I'm offended by that. That is
Ed,
not
I
what
don't
is
regret
taking
doing
place.
it. You've got to make fun podcasts. So, I've always said that. You know, it's got to be. You know, if it's collateral
But
damage.
but one day you're going to blame Ed.
No, I
Like
still.
in 10 years when this is still going, and like you're going to blame him.
I know. I'll have found a Filipino waitress by then.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, ready? Text this. DU.
DU.
Yeah, no, this I'm dictating.
dump.
Trust me. No, just trust me. DU
Yeah.
AR, but the A has an umlaut on top of it. The
Oh
A
no, I'm not doing Swedish shit. She won't even know, Ed.
That's why it's funny. You send du är klar, which is DUARKLR, which is Swedish for you're done. How fun is that? She'll have to ask
That
the
actually
uncle.
is fun.
How fun is that?
I'm going to save that one, Ed, for like 1 or 2 days because that is.
Isn't that hilarious, George?
Yeah, I know someone who did that. Someone wrote
Whoa.
what is it? Saint Levy? Saint Levy? Saint Levy?
Say la vie.
C'est la vie?
And I don't know what that means
Such is life.
No, that means that's life.
Mm,
or something, and that was the last thing they ever said to someone.
that's life.
Yeah,
Wait.
that
Are
was
you
it,
talking
just
about,
that.
Are you talking about Ned Kelly?
No. No. Why would Ned Kelly say that?
Because when Ned Kelly was executed, the legend is that he said such his life, which is why bogans get such his life tattooed on them.
Mm.
He did that did you watch that documentary the other week? Ben Cousins, Channel 7.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Oh no, I was in the first one. He's already done one, and I was in that one, so I didn't watch.
It beat Dancing with the Stars ratings.
Did it? Just on that, do you think you two? Do you think you're over the fact that you didn't win Dancing with the Stars?
No, Ed will concur with this because I messaged Ed last night saying, because I give myself a lot of notes, and
I told Ash that you sent me your notes for yourself on a podcast, and I was impressed because in the how long have we been doing podcasts, Ash? Have we ever had someone go back, listen, and give them self notes? I've never had that before in my life.
maybe it's a dancer's thing.
No one's ever.
No,
done
that's
that.
a Georgia thing. That's not a dancer's thing.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
That's a Georgia thing.
But I think, to be honest, I blame myself because I was a bit too busy the week before to focus on the following week, which turned out to be the final.
Why were you so busy the week before?
Because we weren't very good. and we had to pull out extra
My
rehearsals.
fault.
So, but no,
That
but
was my fault.
and it was backlogged anyways, and I should have changed something in the final. I should have not done a particular dance, and if that was the case, I think maybe he would have won and would have really like stirred up things, and I'd have 2 Mirrorball trophies.
Oh, okay. Well, there's
So
always
no, I
next.
haven't let it go.
Yeah,
My
but
fault,
you've
though.
already got it. I didn't
Our
know you
last
had a.
Friday, yeah, she won last year, but look, who cares? But there was the last Friday, our last rehearsal day. I was in a. It wasn't my best day. It wasn't my best day.
I tried to be really nice too. I got him burgers
I know.
for
Gosh.
lunch.
Wasn't my best day.
Well, do you know what, guys? You made top 3, which is basically the finale.
We made
And-
top 4, mate.
Sorry, top 4, and but it was still finale.
We did well because we got to
Was it-
remember it was heavily rigged against us, and we did incredibly well to get as far as we did.
What?
They had to give us scores. I can say this, George can't. They had to give us terrible scores in the finale. Otherwise, they couldn't risk us getting across the line with votes.
Do you know who won in votes? Surely you've asked that question.
I
I
haven't.
asked.
You haven't.
Ed, do you know?
No.
Georgia?
Because I don't. I can find out.
No, I don't. I thought Ed would have asked by now.
Oh, God, I
No.
can't believe you haven't asked Ed.
Because I'm too annoyed at the blatant rigness of the shitty scores.
Bit of much.
I think you would have won.
Can I tell you something?
I think he would have had very high votes.
Fucking-
Also because we voted for ourselves a
Yeah,
lot.
our fucking
But-
waltz, man. Our waltz was so fucking classy, Ash. You should see it, man.
Mm.
You never seen anything so classy. I told you. It's like a bloke had paid like 20 grand for an escort. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. And what, had the escort for just one dance, Ed? Or
No, I think he paid for the girlfriend experience and the going to like an event where all his bosses were going to be, and he needed to have like a really classy woman there was the first part of it. And the dance was sort of midway through.
He's obviously
Love
thought about
that.
this a lot.
yes.
That wasn't at all the brief, by the way.
But that's
obviously
yeah,
what
I'm
he's
not thinking about
created.
this is off the top of my head. And then it was
Yeah.
he's such a classy guy that after the dance he said, "You know what? You can go." That's how classy he is. She kept
That's
the
like
20
a-
grand, and you can keep the beautiful dress that was made for you. I mean, that's the kind of guy that he was in this dance.
Was this the premise for my best friend's wedding? Or I feel like remember he hires the girl. It might have been
Pretty Woman.
I don't know if it was
Pretty
Pretty Woman.
Woman.
No, because he hired her for a night and she then became the girlfriend. Someone needed a date for
Well,
a
then
wedding.
he paid her for a week, and
Hang on, he paid her for a week?
he
did
paid her
actually.
for a night initially. And then after that, he's like, spent a week with me because he was there and then that's when she went to all the other events, and then over the week they fell in love.
How much did he pay for the week?
I think it was a lot.
Let's have a
Mm,
look. Let's take guesses and I'll find out.
10 grand.
Do I remember the movie was late 80s, sorry?
Yeah,
Hang
good
on,
call.
I think it was like 10 grand.
Oh, you can't guess the same
I
as
think
me,
she
Georgia.
charged like a grand a night, and
can't
then he's
say
like,
the
I'll give you
same.
10.
No. It's first and best dressed with the answers. Come on, Georgia.
Mm.
You know what? I'll be a
Well, then
gentleman.
I'm
I'm
out.
going to come
I
down
tap
with.
No, you need to do it.
I'm going to come down to 5,000, Ed.
God, you're a nice guy.
No, I'm gonna say 20.
Well, hang on.
Okay.
Jesus Christ! How did you guys agree on a dance?
So we
Goalposts
didn't.
keep
This is
moving.
here's a welcome to my world. Okay, here we go. We're just looking it up now. It's just being slow.
Oh, internet's
Okay,
being slow.
Hang on. How much does Richard Gere pay Julia Roberts to be his escort in Pretty Woman? The answer is $3,000.
Love the
Oh,
5,000
cheap.
guess.
Cheap. She's just cheap.
Now, I've
She's
got
cheap.
one more thing with the dancing. Are you two going to keep dancing together? Because it would be a shame to let all of the work you've done go to waste.
You know,
Um,
What were you gonna say?
no, George, please.
No, I think my internet cut out.
No,
dude, the
George,
internet is so
please.
bad today. What is going on?
I don't know why. It's bad.
George, it's killing me.
So what's the answer?
Are we gonna dance again? I mean, I hope so. We're gonna go on tour.
No, here she goes. She's mucking around. She's doing, you do the That's not very nice.
No, would you continue dancing? I think he became a bit obsessed with it in the end. Like he was he was the only celebrity in the whole competition that actually he used to, on dinner break, he used to go on the floor and practice by himself.
Mm. Well, Ed, do you want to keep dancing? Would you go on tour?
Tour is a bit much, but I do. It is a shame to have gotten to learn something that you start to enjoy and then just never do it ever again. That's just odd. I find that very odd. I've never done that before. So yeah, I'd like to keep dancing. Absolutely.
I reckon when you finished, I told Tiff that Tiff should partner Gustavo next year.
I said that too. That's a very interesting idea. I should probably ring people and make that happen, shouldn't I?
I reckon she should partner people, and then
that's a good idea.
We could go on tour and like create a show, because I actually think Tiff would be very good.
No, Tiff would be much better
very
than
coordinated.
I would.
She'd be
much better than I am, and she's a lot easier to spend the day with.
Gustavo would love that then.
That's not a bad idea. Here's my question.
Actually, that's a good point.
Yes,
is that fair that both of your partners and husbands and wives they're the easier ones to spend time with? You're the two nightmares.
That's a great
Who
question.
said that?
I just came up with it.
About me?
That's a great question.
Oh.
That's a great question because that's a great question. Oh,
I think I'm easier to spend time with than Gustavo. Personally.
I'd have to think about that, because one thing was said last podcast, which has been annoying me. And you know what I'm like. I let things go pretty easily. So I was told by the two of you that I was, quote, the most uptight person you both had ever met.
I never said that. Jorja said that.
And you agreed.
Yeah, mate, I've agreed.
And you did agree. And that can't be true.
You're not uptight. You just, as you would say, very specific.
Yeah. It's
maybe uptight wasn't the right word, because I've met more uptight people than you, but you're very specific. And if someone doesn't understand your specificness.
Yeah, the square peg needs to go in the square hole, you know?
How would you describe yourself?
Easygoing.
I think you can be easygoing. I think you can be. It's about accessing that part of yourself, Ed, and embracing that through dance.
Through dance.
Now, before we wrap up, guys, sorry, Ed, go.
No. I've got two questions before we go.
Yeah. I have one question for Jorja too.
Good. Who have we chosen? Walk Girl or Metho?
Yeah.
I'm just going to give them both, like, Metho's not going to get anything for like 24.
Can I be honest? No more. I think we both, George, I think it's over for Metho.
Yeah, I think Metho deserves some eggs on her car.
Yep, I like it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Do you know what I mean? Like in this climate, you can't be talking about people's wages because, you know, like you just can't. And obviously she has absolutely no emotional intelligence whatsoever.
Oh, no. It's like she's out of her depth
and
anyway.
I don't see a future. I don't see a future.
That's what I said.
I don't see a present.
No, she's more like...
Saying that, Ash, I have a good dancer friend that would be really, really a good option for you.
Really? Okay, well, let's get that going. So anyway,
maybe you should slide into her DMs.
You should. I got to stay silent on this. Her name is.
Take it out. Okay. Yeah. I had a look at. I'll have a look because obviously I can't get down to Melbourne at the moment, so it's tough. But where does she live?
She's not in Melbourne. She's in Perth.
Oh, even tougher.
But when when this dust clears, I'm not allowed to talk about. Anything I say about will be used in evidence against me for the next 6 months.
No, you can for this purpose. I think you'd really hit it off.
Okay, I do love dancers. Ed, did you have one more question?
Look, all I'll say is that great dancer.
Okay, well said. Now, I have a question. Speaking of dance, TikTok's big. We know your sister Madison's on TikTok, Georgia.
At
not
Maddie Freeman, 2 eyes.
with 2 eyes.
Mm.
Hang
I'm
on,
not-
why is she on there when you're the dancer?
I am on there.
What are you?
Georgia Freeman, I think.
I think you're at Todd McKinney. Now, Georgia, I've given you a really good TikTok to do. I told you how to edit it, and you still haven't done it.
Do it. Tell me
No,
about this.
Yeah, I've got to do it. But the thing is, so Ed attempted a TikTok, which is very funny and Hughes and Ed are doing TikToks on their thing, but they're very funny.
Right.
And then I watched Ed do it, and I gave Ed notes on how he was doing it because he wasn't doing it right. And then I asked Gustavo to do it with me, and he just flat out refused because he's occupied with PlayStation. So then I asked my sister and my dad to do it, and they couldn't do it either. But now I'm concerned that maybe I can't do it anymore either because I've been surrounded by incompetent people that can't do it, and now it's made me incompetent.
Can you send, is there an example of what it's meant to look like?
Yeah, I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you, Ash, because
Can you send it to me, Ed, and I'll put it up?
The double plank.
But double plank. It's like a Cirque du Soleil thing.
Yep.
Here we go. I told her because it's a video of her and her sister trying it and her dad trying it are both very funny. So I said, cut those two together, and then you do the one where you got it right first with Gustavo or your fucking brother or the dog, who doesn't matter. And then then you cut straight into the two where you fucked it up, and that's funny content, Ash.
Yeah, I'll do that today.
Good.
But I've got to get Gustavo to do one task at the moment is very, very hard. So I've got to pace it out.
He's doing nothing.
He's working with my brother today.
Playing PlayStation?
No, he's working as a labourer.
He's on Twitch. He's a PlayStation guy now.
Well, that was a question I had. So, I'm not on TikTok, but I want to clock it in 1 week, right? I want to clock TikTok. Is there one dance, Georgia, that I can do that is easy but looks impressive? One dance
Fantastic question. Fantastic question.
So there's one that I've seen, and it's like something like that with your arms, and it's like very isolated and sharp, and I think it's quite easy.
Right.
But that's the one I find impressive.
Do it and send it to us?
Please, yes.
Yeah, see, I can't, but they're very hard. Look, let's not lie, they're very hard.
You just said it was easy.
I know, but I'm afraid of failure, and I can't.
It's only me though. You only sent it to us.
I'll try it, but the thing is, you'll find, Ash, when you get onto TikTok, is I actually don't know how to edit the videos the way that these TikTokers do.
I think there's an app, George. I'll send you. There's an app. There's an app that they use at work, or you know what you can always do. You send them to me. I send them off to my people, and I send them back.
Yeah, or I can just send it to your website guy because we still chat.
Oh, there you go. It's a bit going on. Got your own.
She's a
Filipino
she's a spider, right? And a spider, but the web is so large. It's like in the jungle where the web is so large that you can't tell all of the small insects that have been trapped in it. So even if you're looking at the spider in the middle of the web, you may not see the gecko that's at one end and the fly that's at the other. That's George.
Interesting. And so, hang on. George is the spider. Yes.
I don't know who I am.
You're
There's a bit going on. I do like the
Yeah, there was a bit
metaphor.
going on, wasn't
But
there?
That's an easy one. People will be yelling. That's an easy one, you two.
They probably need a drawing for it. But
Yeah. Okay.
Social.
Anything else, guys?
Dog, George? What are you doing?
My legs. No, I mean, I have plenty of questions. So who are you going to go for? The walk girl or Meth?
They're both gone.
Metho is gone. If Walk Girl gets her act together, she's got a real chance in the next week. So we'll update you on Walk Girl. She's fun, man. I tell you. I'll tell you one thing about Walk Girl. Fucking stunning. When I was speaking to her,
I'm going to look on your Instagram right now.
What's Walk?
And because you told me her first name, so I'm going to find her first name and see if I can pick who it is.
All right. Okay. This is a fun game of Guess Who. See if you can find who she is on my Insta.
She's very good at this. This is one of her things.
But Ed, I was talking to her in the car, and and I'm sure you've had this, Ed. You're talking to someone, and you're like, "Holy moly, you are pretty."
Wow,
that's nice.
Yeah, that's a great feeling when that's always just it's just that you go, oh wow, that's a pretty thing. Look at that. That's a pretty face.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember with Metho got in through a personality loophole. And the personality,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, she's
Not
lucky
where
it's
it
COVID,
needs to
man.
be, is it?
Nah.
Yeah. Well,
It's COVID.
there's a phrase you don't hear often. She's lucky it's COVID. That's not a
That's what I
phrase
kept
you
saying
hear
to
a
her,
lot
Ed.
out there.
All I can do during COVID is hand out yellow cards. I said, you would be red carded. You have no idea how many red cards you would have.
Oh, God, this is huge, isn't it? God, this
George?
It's not Lauren Brandt, is it?
No.
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 Jeez, I'd be dead.
No. George, no.
That would be a good TikTok, though. Barry Hall just knocking me out.
It'd be sick.
Oh, I think I know who it is. Ah, I know who it is.
No way. Yes, you got it.
That's
How
his
the hell did you
Told you.
get that?
This is what she's good at. This is what she's good at.
Yes.
It's like a counting cards thing. How did you?
Can you screenshot that, please, George, and send it to me so I can have a look? See,
This is like, you're better than
What she does,
Cosentino.
man.
What even?
She's better.
I'm in shocked.
Mate, this is what she does.
I'm so good at this stuff. I'm so
telling
good
you,
at it.
This is one of the.
Because you gave me a profile on her. You gave me a profile.
Yeah.
You told me her first name. You told me what she does. You told me that she's in
Okay.
Sydney.
You know what?
So then I just,
Actually,
like,
do you know what? If you, which is a game we can play, here's a service we can provide. If you're listening to this and you've got some internet research that you need done, /stalking, in a nice way, please reach out, get in touch, and Georgia may take the case.
and
This
because
is
I'm unemployed,
awesome.
I will charge you.
Yeah, well, she can charge you. It's all right, Georgia.
Well, you know what? But this is a community service. Maybe you saw someone at a cafe, you overheard their conversation, you know their name, you know their job, but you want to make contact.
Beautiful.
Get Georgia on the case, okay?
Beautiful.
Pro bono.
No, she wants money. It's not.
No,
pro
I'll
bono.
pay her. We'll sort out the money. We'll sort out
With
the
your
money.
$300K salary,
go,
I'm
correct.
sure you can spare it.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm a secret millionaire. I'm actually, you know, the TV show Secret Millionaire, Ed,
Yeah.
and my mate was on it. Remember even the one?
Yeah.
I'm secret at the moment. I'm secret broke. Do you know?
It's an amazing new program.
And you walk
Secretly
people
broke.
and you're throwing money around and you're like, coffee's on me, okay? Tires on me. And then you're like, sit down. And there's a camera crew and you go, sit down. Got something to tell you. And they're like, well, yeah, I'm broke.
Good. And on that note, well done, everyone. Good on you, George. George, what's the plan for the week? Cheese shop?
No, I've got a candle order. I have a,
Give it a plug,
I got a
George.
candle
Give it
order.
a plug.
My, what is it called? Gramercy, Melbourne. I make candles,
Beautiful.
Ash.
I've got them in my house. They're beautiful candles.
Yeah,
Okay, let's get them.
Ash, complete this triumvirate. Frankincense, myrrh, and...
Tiger lily is in there as well, isn't it?
No, George, this is a biblical one.
Oh.
Frankincense, myrrh, and...
Jesus.
You told me, but I wasn't listening.
Frankincense, myrrh, and Jesus. Well played. No, gold, my friend, gold.
Oh. I
Well,
was
it's in
going to
a
say
gold.
lavender.
It's in a gold thing.
Is it really? It's in a gold thing?
You've
George.
got one in your house. Yes, it's in a gold thing.
George, you need to sell this to church people.
No,
Yes, and call
I
it
don't
the
agree.
Holy Trinity.
I know. I don't.
Exactly. What are you doing?
I can't get on
If
board.
it was good
with-
enough for Jesus, it's good enough for your joint.
Nah, I can't
Yep.
get on with like what's going on with the churches. I can't see.
But you can
with
exploit them. You can exploit it, George.
They got money.
Ash Williams has money by the sounds of it. He's got to buy a whole range.
Buy a candle, Ash, you cheap prick.
I'll buy a candle then, Ed. And a bit of shout out to all of the church listeners who donate to the Patreon. We do appreciate it. Don't take it
Yeah.
personally. A lot of churchies love the pod.
Wouldn't have thought so.
No, they're up for it. Ed, do you have any? Do you want to plug your radio show?
Yeah, Hughesy and Ed, 5 to 7, or grab the podcast from the app. We're doing
We're only on at 5 to 7 now. 10 to 12 sacked.
What happened?
it was a pop-up show, and it popped back down.
What happened, Ed?
It was a pop-up show, and it popped back down, much like a whack-a-mole.
Oh,
Is that the line that you've been told to say?
Much like a whack-a-mole, Jorja Freeman. It popped up, it did its job, and it popped back down.
well, if it's a whack-a-mole, Ed, it might pop up again.
It may well. And
I
I
love
can
that.
tell you there's one young lady who will not be invited on due to her general attitude towards it.
No, I
Okay.
thought it was great.
I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was
All right.
here to stay. But yes, Ed,
So did I.
What else is here to stay, Ash?
judging, I don't know.
The
What-
walk girl.
That's disgusting. No, you can get stuffed.
No,
Okay,
Ed,
you lot.
your face expression threw me. I thought I was going to say the podcast, the Patreon, but your face expression said something filthy. What else is here to stay? I'm going to say
COVID.
the dancer in Perth. I don't know.
I don't know. She's wonderful dancer. Wonderful dancer. Whatever you do, do not make a comment about said dancer in George's presence because she will never forget it.
No, Ash
no.
can because I'm trying to set it up.
All right. Well done. Well played, you two.
Thank you, guys.
Have fun
Well
at the tea
done.
shop, George. What are you going
I
to
will.
do now? What are you going to do now, Ash?
Me, I'll muck around in the office a bit longer, and then I've got a tennis game at 2, and then I'll probably have to deal with Metho in the afternoon in some way, shape, or form. And I know I'm just going to reach out to Walk Girl. You know, plenty going on.
She's attractive.
Oh, mate, have a good look, Georgia. Like,
Hey, George, have a good look.
I saw my life flash before my eyes when I looked into her eyes.
She's like a natural. She looks a bit like. No, I don't want to say that yet.
Go on, have a crack.
Oh no, it was just one picture. She looked a bit like Margot Robbie, but with red hair. She hasn't got red hair, but like Albany hair.
Maybe in that, yeah. I don't think she got red hair, but maybe in that photo. But look, we'll just see. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. Yeah, I've met her once, but I'm in love. I think I
She's
might
got
be in
nice
love.
eyes. What's Metho Girl's first name?
No way am I telling you that. I'm not giving you. No. Please.
Does she find you funny?
Yeah.
Mm.
That's the main thing. You know, you need to just laugh at the jokes, and you know, that's about it.
Laugh at the jokes and don't question the finances.
Exactly.
I get
Ed.
you.
And also, please, if you want this community service stalker service, let us know. George is the best in the game.
Internet detective.
Why are you holding a spoon? Why are you waving around a spoon?
Because this is it's the meth. Yeah.
Good one.
It's my Makona spoon, and it's filthy. Should really wash it. All right.
And on that beautiful note,
On that,
Georgia, what are you going to tell us about? When can we watch fucking Burn the Floor, fucking, well, you know, doing things?
Ed, I'm not sure if you know, but there's a little thing going around right now, COVID-19,
No,
which
the
has
fucking-
caused dancers to be unemployed.
George, the online fucking warm-up shit.
Oh, the online. Well, we do a Zoom session. I can send it to you guys. I've got a video, but it's a Zoom session. They're going to live stream it in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, not live stream it, but send a link out so
Yeah, I
everyone
want to see
can.
it.
But I'll just send it to you. I do it every day,
Do it
except
every day.
yesterday. But I'll tell you a secret. Because I get a bit bored,
Yeah.
I've ended up FaceTiming my friend during the warm-ups, putting myself on mute, and we just FaceTime each other during the warm-ups
Dude,
and like take the piss out.
good
Like,
idea.
you know,
Oh, that's awesome.
Good idea. That's funny.
yeah.
That's what Zoom.
So I don't have to like.
Invented a new angle.
Except the instructor said to me yesterday, "I can see you, Georgia."
Yeah, no shit. I'm here. You know what I mean?
Like as if
See
I
you.
wasn't doing it right.
Give me a break, mate. That is unbelievable. Well done, everyone. Good play. We'll be back soonies. And yeah, I got nothing to plug, but I've got heaps of equipment to set up here. This is. Well, I've got. Oof, lot
It's
going
good.
on.
It's exciting, and we'll
What's going on
we'll try and get the
I'm
what. It's got new
intrigued.
equipment.
For another TV show? What is it like to be employed? Wouldn't that just be great?
Ed, It would be
Working
the
on it,
dream,
dude.
wouldn't it? God.
Working on it. All right. I'm
His
working on
show
it.
starts in a couple of weeks. I saw it. Your like nostril was up in the front on my big TV. Did you see that, Ed? I mean, Ash.
No.
You should watch it. It's the ad. The Have You Been Paying Attention ad is just come out on Channel 10. I was watching
Okay.
MasterChef last night.
Okay. There's a new ad. Keep an eye out for the new ad. Geez, they're leaning into that early. What, 3-week promo?
Desperate times, desperate measures.
Jesus.
It's COVID, man.
It is.
True.
All right, COVID.
All right, guys. Thanks for
Keep it-
listening.
All right.
Good on you, George. Good
Thank
on
you.
you, Ash.
Good on you, Eddie.
Bye.
Thanks, George.
Bye.
If you want those episodes before they go to iTunes, of course, it's patreon.com/Ash Williams Show. And they're also unedited on Patreon for legal reasons and career reasons. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you in a couple of days. Take care. Bye-bye.